how did he propose and why do you think he picked you?
I'm not sure why he picked me. I still reflect on that and think, okay, maybe because I brought calm to his life, or I'm not really sure. Maybe because I completely lost myself to him and became a mirror, and he loved that. Uh, I'm not exactly sure, but he did hand me a ring on Christmas. It was in a Little Mermaid music box, and what he said to me was, "I hope it fits." It wasn't, "Will you marry me?" Maybe he was afraid I'd say no, but he just
Yeah.
handed me this box with the ring inside.
Well, did you know what it meant or I mean, were you like, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah, I figured like, okay, he wants to get married, and if I say no, then I'm not prepared to leave. So I guess we're doing this, and maybe it's because he wanted a good PR story for the later years of his life.
Mhm.
Not entirely sure, but he
Up
wanted to
until
get
that
married.
point, did you feel like your relationship with him was, you know, more than any other woman he had there?
I think he loved me the best way he knew how.
Mhm.
I think he tried very hard with me. I think to the best that he could, but I think it's hard because it was hard for him to really care about anybody else's thoughts or feelings.
Mm, right. What are your thoughts about the women that came before you that were so public? Do you think they were jealous that it was you that he finally picked? Do you think they were relieved? Like what do you think the thoughts were of everybody?
There was a bit of a feud. I think people, it's petty little things. Then the women are pitted against each other. Like,
Mhm.
oh, he's going to make this woman a playmate, but not this one. And it pits them against each other. I know Holly wanted to marry him. I'm not sure why. I think now she's not even sure why. But yeah, I have no problem with the girls before, and I hope we can all be friends at some point. I don't. I think there's still issue with Holly and Bridget, but Kendra and I talk. uh, we shared such a unique experience that I think it'd be important to all chat.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, no one else knows what it was like to go through that besides the people that did go through that. So I do think it's important to have that relationship. What happened to your relationship with the Shannon twins?
I spoke to them recently. I'm hoping to get together for lunch with them, but we hated each other when we were all there.
Wow.
We were mean to each other because you're all just vying to be closer to Hef or have a spot, or
Right.
it's sad.
Right. So you talk in your book, and I don't want to give too much away to people, but you talk in your book about how you became a runaway bride about 5 days before your
Yeah.
wedding was supposed to happen. Can you share a little bit about what led up to that? I know a couple times before you had been tempted to leave, you had been stopped, and you kind of planned this exit, right?
Yeah, yeah. I planned it. After we got engaged, Hef was planning a show with Lifetime. It was a 2-hour special called Marrying Hef. And I overheard him and the producer talking about how they were going to make $800,000 for this 2-hour special. Um, and Hef came into the vanity, my little area in his room, and gave me some paperwork that had a talent fee of $2,500. And I told him, $2,500, I know you're making $800,000 on this. Like even just 10,000 or something, I'm gonna have to carry this thing. And he did it. He asked me, "What are you in this for?" And I got all this PTSD from all the crazy interviews where people are like, "You're a gold digger," and all this stuff. So if now Hef's asking me, "What am I in this for?" So I ran out. Security, there was an issue where I couldn't leave. And so I thought I need to do this smarter. So I slowly moved my stuff out and I left during a movie night. I said I needed to pick up tampons, and the security just let me out.
Right. And you
Yeah.
didn't come back. You didn't call. You didn't say where you were going. You
I
escaped.
didn't, and he called me over and over and over and over, voicemail after voicemail, called my mom. Um, yeah, and I just left for a year.
So, right. Now, I think a lot of people, again, if they hadn't read your book, they wouldn't know this. I know, but you had sort of started a friendship with Dr. Phil's son, Jordan, earlier than this. You guys were working on some music together, right?
Yeah, we were working on some music and
Now, I'm just curious about that for a second. So, I mean, having all this stuff, for most people, you realize when you do have things and you haven't had things in the past, that's really exciting and that'll last you for a while. But then you kind of want more. So, did you want to have some sort of credibility on your own, make some money on your own? Is that why you were doing some music stuff? Because you had studied at one point to be a psychologist. Like you obviously came from having aspirations and wanting to do more than just be someone that was seen on someone's arm that was powerful.
yeah, and I think with the music stuff, I was just kind of bored and trying to have some hobbies, and that's how it started.
Mhm.
But later on, I did start working. The social media started coming out, Instagram, and I would post and make money with that. And I got
Right.
into cryptocurrency and real estate, but that came a little bit later.